Blueface hasn't been in the game in a long time, but he's also taken some serious L's. He's been called a cult leader, and the mother of his child might be Lil Mabu. Alright, here's the thing about Blueface. This man has gotten some of the most high-profile support from some of the most powerful music industry connections out there, and he still managed to low-key sabotage his career. Back in 2008, Blueface became a viral sensation when he put out the Respect My Crippin' music video. Now, a lot of the reason why Blue got so many views in the first place is that people were clowning him for being so offbeat. The major labels took notice, but Blue decided to sign with a man that a lot of people have been calling the new incarnation of Suge Knight, Wack 100. Prior to this point, Blueface thought he might pursue being a barber, but when he pivoted into rapping, he had that sixth sense for how to make go viral and how to really make his persona pop on social media. Wack 100 signed Blueface to Cash Money West, whose parent label is Birdman's Cash Money Records, whose music is distributed by Republic Records, which is owned by Universal Music Group. On the upside though, Blueface's career pretty much took off overnight. With all these different companies and label executives invested in his success, you can bet that they pushed his music hard. Blue quickly racked up collaborations with big names. He was seen in the studio with Drake and released songs with The Game, G-Eazy, and Lil Baby. All he needed was a fire debut album to really solidify his standing in the game. But when Blueface dropped his first major label release, he could not beat the allegations that he was an industry plant who only rapped off beat. His album flopped, but instead of doubling back to improve on the next go-round, Blue decided to pivot hard. Blueface decided to launch his own reality show called Blue Girls Club on OnlyFans. He charged subscribers $50 a month to tune in and watch a group of 10 women live in the same Hollywood house and basically beat the out of one another. But everyone could tell there was a darker side to the Blue Girls Club. Not only were none of the Blue Girls Club contestants paid, but violence was constant, bones were broken, and some of the girls claimed that they had been traumatized by the chaotic experience. The stories coming out of the BGC house were bizarre and sometimes disturbing. Blueface demanded that the girls get matching Benjamin Franklin tattoos, and while they all consented to it, rumors started circulating that BGC was more like a cult than a reality show. But in the midst of all the allegations and drama, Blueface would end up meeting the woman who would change the trajectory of his life and his career. Of course, I'm talking about the woman who would end up becoming more famous than Blue himself, Chrisean Rock. Chrisean had a rough childhood growing up in West Baltimore. Her dad was incarcerated and her mom struggled with addiction, leaving Chrisean to fend for herself and battle homelessness. As a Blue Girls Club contestant, Chrisean's experience was no less f***ed up and tumultuous as the other girls. She even lost her front tooth during a fight, but she formed a super intimate bond with Blueface, who started to praise her star qualities. Blueface and Chrisean ended up rolling through Aiden Ross's streaming show to promote Rock's music, but got messy real quick. Instead of them doing a cordial promo session, both Blue and Chris bullied the out of Ross during his own stream, effectively hijacking the show and taking control. Now, this could have been a kamikaze way of going viral, but Aiden Ross's loyal fans were pissed off and upset by how they treated their host. At some point, it became clear that the most worthwhile content that Chrisean Rock and Blueface were putting out wasn't their music. It was their non-stop drama that defined their relationship. They pretty much shared every petty argument they had on social media. Not only that, but their fights were so frequent and so out of control that fans started openly speculating that their relationship had become abusive. In September of 2022, Blue got into an altercation with Rock's family, which led to Chrisean's dad punching him on camera. Blue fought back, and Chrisean would later claim that Blueface knocked her dad out. Just a month later, Chris seemed to imply that Blueface attacked her before walking back the whole thing and spinning a bizarre story that Blue had actually prevented her from jumping out of a car when she was blacked out. The thing is, all the drama and fights only made Chrisean more popular and kept Blueface relevant. Because let's be real for a second, despite all the major label support that he had early on, Blue never dropped a follow-up album. He would occasionally drop singles that would get love and praise from fans, like when he released Better Days in 2021, but for the most part he was focused on other ventures like OnlyFans or a random TikToker boxing match. Blue even had his own restaurant called Blue's Fish and Soul in LA. Surprisingly, the place was actually pretty popular and well reviewed, but it abruptly closed after a year with no real explanation. It's safe to say that Blue really had little ambition to pursue his rap career. During a sit down with the New York Times, he even said, "I want to make the most doing the least." In fact, the only thing that would actually keep Blue in the news would be his relationship with Rock, who created drama everywhere she went. They even had a short-lived reality TV show together called Crazy in Love. When Blue and Chris appeared on a No Jumper episode, she was literally dragged kicking and screaming from the set by security while Blue demanded that she get taken outside. But when Chrisean announced that she was pregnant with Blueface's kid in January of 2023, all hell broke loose. Blue demanded a paternity test, while Blue's mom claimed Chrisean was flat out lying and wasn't pregnant at all. Blue went on to accuse Chrisean of sleeping with other men and claimed that she was drinking while pregnant. But even amid all the allegations, Blue was still actively collaborating with Chrisean. They were still dropping music videos together. In the Dear Rock video, which is actually a pretty emotional song about the relationship, they filmed themselves getting married. In September of 2023, Chrisean Rock and Blueface's son was born, and she named him Jonathan Porter after his dad. Blueface, meanwhile, apparently had enough and is committed to cutting ties with Rock once and for all. He just proposed to his high school sweetheart Jaden Alexis at a Rams game and is obviously trying to move past the last couple years of high-intensity drama. But whether he likes it or not, Chrisean Rock now has the type of clout that Blueface once had. Chrisean decided to record a Blueface diss track with none other than Lil Mabu, who you might remember is one of the rap game's permanent culture vultures and has gotten crazy famous for inserting himself into drill beefs even though he attends private school in Manhattan. In their song Mr. Take Your Mabu and Rock clown the out of Blueface and cross some serious lines. Mabu raps about taking Blueface's baby away from him and disses Whack 100, while Chrisean says once and for all that she hates her baby father. To be honest though, Chrisean might be coming for Blueface's neck, but he needs all the attention he can get. It seems like the only thing keeping Blueface's name afloat is his relationship issues with Rock. And the more beef or drama that transpires between them, the more he seems to benefit. I mean, why else would he film himself marrying her months before proposing to somebody else? Plus, Blueface is about to face some serious financial jeopardy. In 2022, he was arrested for attempted murder after being involved in a shooting at a strip club. And while he was lucky, like very, very lucky to avoid a prison sentence, he got hit with an order to pay the club owners $13 million in damages. This goes right back to what I first said. If all your money is being divided up by 4 different labels, you're gonna be in some dire straits when you need cash on hand. So best case scenario, maybe Blue and Chrisean could come to some type of agreement where she keeps his name hot, cause he's gonna need it if he's gonna pay off those bills.